Welcome. This is Calm English listening for adult learners. You can relax and just listen. There is nothing you need to do right now. You don't need to understand everything. Just let the English come to you. Today we're talking about working less and living better. I'm Anna, and today I'm here with Maya.
Hello, Anna. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here too. This conversation feels important to me. Maya, I feel like this idea of working less is appearing quietly in many places. Not loudly, not as a trend, but more as a question people are sitting with. Why do you think this is happening now?
I think many people are starting to listen to their own experience. For a long time, people followed one story about work. That story said, more hours mean more success. More hours mean you are valuable. More hours mean you are doing the right thing.
Yes, that story feels very strong. I've heard it my whole life.
It does. And for many years, people didn't question it. They just tried harder, worked longer, slept less. They thought, if I just push a little more, everything will feel better.
And now?
Now, many people are noticing how that life actually feels. They notice they are busy all day, but still feel unsatisfied. They complete tasks, but feel disconnected from themselves. They finish their work, but they don't feel proud. They just feel tired.
That word, disconnected, really resonates with me. It's like you're moving through your day, but you're not really there.
Exactly. You're present, but not present. You're doing things, but not experiencing them.
When people work long hours, what happens inside them?
Often, their attention becomes narrow. They focus only on what is urgent, not on what is meaningful. They look at their list and think only about what must be done today, right now, this hour.
I notice that when I'm tired, everything feels important. Even small things feel stressful. An email feels like a crisis. A simple decision feels impossible.
Yes, fatigue changes how we see the world. When people are tired, they react more, they rush more, they have less space to choose.
Right.
Their thoughts become faster, but not clearer.
That's such an important point. It's not just about being tired. It's about losing the ability to see clearly.
And when this becomes normal, day after day, people forget what calm focus feels like. They forget what it's like to finish something and feel satisfied. They forget what it's like to have energy at the end of the day.
That feels like a real loss.
It is.
You've spent time looking at research about work hours. What were researchers really trying to understand?
Many researchers wanted to understand how time affects human thinking. Not just productivity numbers, but attention, creativity, and emotional balance. They wanted to know, when people work fewer hours, what changes? Not just how much they produce, but how they feel while they're working.
So not just output, not just results.
Exactly. They wanted to know how people actually experience work from the inside. What does a workday feel like? How does someone's mind work when they have more rest? How does their body feel?
That feels very relevant, because we spend so much of our lives working.
Yes, and for a long time, people measured work only by what was produced. But now, researchers are asking deeper questions.
Can you tell us about one real example?
Yes. One of the most well-known examples comes from a technology company in Japan. They decided to run an experiment for 1 month. It was in the summer of 2019.
What did they change?
They gave employees every Friday off. People worked 4 days a week, but they kept full pay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, working. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rest.
That sounds like a big risk for a company, especially in a place like Japan, where working long hours is very common.
Many people thought so, but the company wanted to see what would happen. They were curious. They said, let's try this and see.
And what happened?
Several interesting things. First, people started planning their work more carefully. They reduced meetings. They prepared better. They focused more deeply during working hours. Before the experiment, meetings were sometimes 2 hours long. During the experiment, people asked, do we really need 2 hours? Can we do this in 30 minutes?
Because time felt limited.
Yes, time became precious. And because of that, people used it more intentionally. They stopped filling time. They started using time.
And the results?
Productivity increased by about 40%. That's a very large increase. But equally important, people reported feeling calmer and more motivated. They said they enjoyed their work more. They felt more creative, They looked forward to Monday.
That's remarkable. A 40% increase.
And this wasn't just about working faster. People said the quality of their work improved too.
Why do you think limited time helped?
When time feels endless, people often postpone. They think, I can do this later, I have time. When time feels limited, people choose. They stop doing unnecessary tasks. They communicate more clearly. They say what needs to be said without extra words.
That makes so much sense. It's like the work expands to fill the time available.
Yes, exactly. If you have 8 hours, the work takes 8 hours. If you have 6 hours, the work takes 6 hours. But the work itself doesn't change that much.
Also, rest changed how people returned to work. They came back with energy instead of exhaustion.
Rest wasn't a reward. It wasn't something you earned after working hard.
No. It was part of the system. It was part of how the work got done.
And that shift in thinking is really important.
Was this only one company?
No. Similar experiments happened in other countries. In the UK, Ireland, and the United States, many companies tested a 4-day work week. Some were small companies, some were larger, some were in technology, some were in healthcare, education, marketing.
For how long?
Usually 6 months, long enough to move past the excitement phase. Because in the first few weeks, everything feels new and good, but after 6 months, you see what really works.
And what did they find?
Most companies chose to continue with the shorter work week. Workers reported less stress, better focus, and stronger loyalty to their workplaces. They said they felt more connected to their colleagues. They trusted their managers more.
And productivity?
In many cases, it stayed the same or improved. Some companies saw small increases, some saw no change, but almost none saw a decrease.
That's really striking. People worked less, but produced the same amount.
Or more, and they felt better doing it.
Listening to this, I think about my own life. When I give myself more space, I notice I listen better. I speak more slowly. I make clearer decisions. I remember things more easily.
That's very common.
When I rush, even simple tasks feel heavy. Sending an email feels hard. Choosing what to cook feels overwhelming. But when I slow down, work feels lighter, even when it's still challenging. Even when the work itself is difficult, I can meet it with more presence.
That awareness is powerful. You're noticing the difference between doing and experiencing.
Yes. And I think many people live in doing mode all the time. They never stop to feel what's actually happening.
That's exhausting.
It is. Have you experienced this personally?
Yes, at one point I chose to reduce my working hours slightly, not by a lot, just a few hours each week. At first I felt nervous. I worried people would think I wasn't serious. I worried I would fall behind. I worried I wouldn't be able to pay my bills.
That fear feels very familiar. I think many people carry that same worry.
But over time, something surprising happened. I became more confident. I trusted my decisions more. I stopped second-guessing myself so much. And my work improved. Not just a little, it really improved.
What changed?
I think I had space to think. Before, I was always reacting, always responding, always catching up. But with a little more time, I could plan, I could reflect, I could ask myself, is this the right direction?
That takes a moment to sit with.
It does.
This isn't only about work, is it?
No, it's about life as a whole, having time to eat slowly, to walk without rushing, to sit quietly, to look out the window and notice the light.
Those moments feel small, but they change everything. They remind you that you're alive.
They remind us that life is not only about output. Life is not only about tasks completed or goals achieved. Life is also about presence, about noticing, about being here.
I think that's what people are looking for. Not just more free time, but a different quality of time.
Yes, time that feels like it belongs to you.
Of course, not everyone can change their schedule.
That's important to say. Some people have jobs that require certain hours. Some people have responsibilities that don't allow much flexibility.
But small changes still matter.
Yes, even protecting one evening a week can change how life feels. Even saying no to one extra task. Even taking a full lunch break instead of eating at your desk.
Working less and living better will look different for everyone.
There's no single answer, no perfect formula.
But it's a question worth sitting with.
What helps you live well? What gives you energy instead of taking it away? What makes you feel more like yourself?
Those are good questions to carry.
They are.
Thank you for listening today. You can return to this episode whenever you like. And take this calm way of thinking into your day. Take care.
Take care.